Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Lift off and the clock has started.
Chowder boy.
Ooh. Well, this, boys, is another, what is it, episode 12 of Meeting of the Council.
It's Wolf.
We got what? Everybody's here, plus a bowl of chowder. What kind of chowder are you eating, man?
Broccoli cheddar potato chowder.
Dang.
That's not chowder.
That's
It is
good.
chowder.
You
It
know,
didn't come from the sea.
you could probably dip a corn dog in that chowder and be pretty good.
Ooh.
Dude, that sounds like a great idea.
Yum,
This
yum.
little cheddar sauce into that, drizzle it on there like it's mustard. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
If
Have
you
you
think
guys-
about it, oh sorry,
No, what were you saying, man?
I was just gonna say, if you think about it, the entire ocean is just one giant chowder of death.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Lots of-
I think the broth is too thin.
It's a bit salty too.
that's salty. Yeah. Now that we're talking about like corn dogs and soup and stuff, like, have you guys ever thought about putting like little mini corn dogs in your soup,
No,
floating them around
That
like
would be good.
like dumplings?
no, they'll look like dumps, is what they'll look like.
I mean, I hadn't considered that, but I am now.
Maybe in a broccoli cheddar.
Dude, yeah.
Broccoli cheddar with corn dogs on the side,
Mhm.
Yep.
Dipping
I
that
can
shit.
get behind
or
that.
like beer cheese soup.
There you go.
Telling you, they came for the music. They're staying for the fucking corn dog commentary. We're coming up with innovative ideas for them.
Have you ever heard those like little? They're kind of like the pigs in a blanket, but they use the pretzel bread
Oh, yeah,
wrapped
yeah.
around it.
Yeah,
Throw those in that beer cheese soup.
dude.
There we
you
go.
There you go.
Now you're cooking with gas.
I'm gonna come up with a recipe for pigs in a blanket, but my version's gonna be called swine in an Afghan.
I like that. But what kind of flavor would it have though? That's the real question.
Middle Eastern flavors, I'm guessing.
Yeah, a bunch of turmeric.
There's no Middle Eastern pork flavors. You fuck.
Well, well,
Hey,
this
they
is
make ballpark Franks are kosher.
fuck
They don't keep kosher.
Yeah, it's
They're halal.
Yeah, I know, but with pork, kosher is the same thing as halal in that case. Neither of them
Yeah.
eat pork.
It'll be like
Yeah,
those.
Very true.
You'll just have to use those.
Okay,
That was
you're
a joke
right,
I
Nick.
learned on Jon Stewart one time when he said something about it.
Damn, man.
I guess it's all beef.
It's all.
Where's the beef?
Yeah, they're all beef Franks.
I mean, I don't know what the pigs are like in the Middle East, but those people are really missing out on eating that pig.
I mean, pig is delicious.
I mean,
So good.
if God came down to me on a golden escalator from the skies and said, "Hey, man, I'm real. Just so you know. By the way, you need to
hello."
stop eating pig." I would sit there and ponder it for a second. And I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you. Go back up on your escalator. I'm gonna
Why'd
eat
you
some
put
bacon.
it here if we weren't supposed to eat it, man?
Yeah.
You could use
Classic
that excuse
logic.
for a lot of stuff.
You really can't. I
Like
guess.
those rocks down in the bottom of a creek bed look pretty tasty. They look like jelly beans sometimes.
No, they don't.
If God put this here, He wants me to eat those.
Well, you can, but you're gonna
I'm gonna
break your
eat those
teeth.
rocks.
Nature's jawbreakers, man.
For real.
So I guess they don't dissolve ever. They hold form. Erosion on those is pretty slow.
Nature's everlasting gobstoppers.
Yeah,
Ooh.
there you
I
go.
mean, this it's not exactly the same because it was a dog, but I have a funny little anecdote. When I was in college living with my sister, I brought my dog. You guys all know Todd the dog. And I made fried chicken. I deep fried chicken, and I thought, I'll just take the oil outside and dump it on the rocks. And Todd ate all the rocks, and I brought him inside, and he had explosive rock diarrhea all over my sister's house. And there was, I mean, they all came out. They pass right through. Obviously, they don't dissolve, but
If they were greased up,
they, lubed right up to slide right out.
The moral of the story is
But gravel.
make sure make sure you lube it up.
Yeah, exactly. That's the lesson to take out.
Speaking of passing stones,
Ooh.
Yeah, speaking of passing stones, let's get on to this playlist.
Nope. First, I've been sitting on eggs, or I've just been waiting for weeks. Hot dogs, corn dogs, if you're both here. I have bought Caleb a Christmas present, and it is an epic present, and I've decided that he's going to open it now on the podcast.
fuck.
So we have to kind of narrate what's going on, but it's
Alright.
time to open it.
Moment.
I've been
So,
waiting.
So, for those of you who are just listening, which is everyone, or maybe you're blind, don't want to discriminate. It's a box. It's triangular, but also long.
It looks like it's like the shape of a Toblerone.
yeah, that's what I was
Absolutely,
gonna say.
yeah.
Very
so he got me
large.
I'm
Toblerone.
hoping it's a giant Toblerone. I'm gonna open it.
Like
and
a
see.
novelty Toblerone that you got like at Spencer's Gifts or something.
It appears to be a rolled up tube of something.
There was something inside, hot dog. Just
Yes.
for guarantees.
The
There was no
exact
Toblerone.
the exact identity of this thing is concealed with paper, which I am now. Can you hear that?
That's
You think
deception.
it's the? Oh, it must be the Declaration of Independence.
I think
There's a map on the back.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god!
What is it, Caleb? What is it?
It's Devin Townsend.
Oh
my God.
It's Devin Townsend.
Disgusting.
It's the grossest picture of Devin Townsend. He's grimacing with his
Is that-
feet.
Is it an oil painting?
He has
No.
male pattern baldness, but he has long red dreadlocks, and he's just crouching like a goblin.
It
Well,
looks-
yep. That's
oh my
Very-
God.
You need to hang that in your bedroom.
I'm going to. I'm
You
gonna
need
frame
to
it.
paint and put it above your bed on the ceiling.
No, I think my girlfriend will leave me.
Oh my God, dude, that is
Well,
glorious.
You didn't either
I-
when you got Devin.
I
Dude.
wasn't
Oh.
so sure how it would turn out because I couldn't upscale the image quality, but I had that custom printed for you, my friend.
You know what?
Oh
it's
man.
it's just a tiny. It's not blurry, but it's a tiny bit of a I don't know. Lower bit rate's not the right resolution, but I can
Dude.
fucking tell what's going on here.
It's fucking
and,
epic.
and I love it. And
You can't imagine that guy at the print store or whatever.
He's like,
He
what the
thought,
fuck is
Like,
this?
Probably seen weirder things than that.
true. It's like that scene
This-
from 40-Year-Old Virgin
Dude,
where he's like, how
face just
how
makes
hard
it.
did that guy laugh when he brought in that Asia poster?
this is the face. I wish the hot dogs and the corn dogs could see it, but this is the face that I make when I have food poisoning.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Dude, that is so fucking good, Jameson.
Well,
Thank you
good.
so much.
yeah, Merry Christmas, my friend.
What a wonderful present. Maybe you really love Devin after all.
No, I don't.
Just bought his likeness without
No.
Devin getting a cent of it. So
You should try and get that signed by him now.
I should.
Dude.
Oh, you know,
that's a great idea.
he might be a little. It would be weird, but it
Dude,
might be amazing.
Send him an email. Tell him we talk about him all the time on the podcast, and then use that as a segue.
You know, he's.
Don't tell him to
he's,
listen to the podcast though.
Well, I'm not worried about me. You guys can burn in hell, but I think Nick and I will be okay.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, Nick will be
I just-
spared.
I didn't like that one. I didn't like Deadhead, but his other stuff's pretty cool.
You know what? That's
Now
not what
we
we're
can
here to talk
proceed with
about.
the
All right.
playlist, but I've been waiting on that for so long it had to happen.
That was a good call. Whew. Okay. All right, hot dogs. All right, we'll give you what you came for, or corn dogs. Excuse me. Hot dogs are just the Instagram pieces. I keep forgetting that. But boys, we got kind of like I like the title of the first track on this. Just the Water Boy Returns. There's just something great about that, like the returns being on the Reflection playlist. So we got a modern baseball track right up front, Jameson.
Yeah,
Why'd you pick this track?
So I had heard the name Modern Baseball before we started doing this podcast, but I never listened to them at all. And for sure, like that, when the first time I heard The Weeknd, and then on top of it, you guys told me to go watch the music video, and it just hit so fucking hard. It just was such a nostalgic track, and it just made you feel things, and they've become one of my favorite bands. Like, I've listened to everything they've put out. I was super bummed out to find out they're no longer together, but after listening through all of their stuff, this came off of an EP they put out just before their last album before breaking up. And I feel like it has like a slightly more complex sound than a lot of their other stuff. And I don't know, I just really dig it. And just as a side note, Jeremiah, if you're listening, you can go shove your thumb up Lingua Ignota's ass, because Modern Baseball is fucking great.
I remember him talking shit about them.
Yeah, dude, he did.
On air. The audacity of that bitch.
How dare you?
Yeah, don't worry, he'll come back for his vengeance, boys.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I have no disagreements with this track. I thought it was a really great pick, and I loved the energy it brought just to like the front of this playlist. And you know, that's something I've really appreciated about Modern Baseball and going back, because and the same with you, Jameson. I'd heard the name and never really checked them out, but as soon as you guys made me sit down and listen to them, like, and it just hit home. You know, it just like hit that spot. And yeah, this song does that same thing, man. It just like scratches that itch. So. I dug this one. What about you, Dusty?
Oh, good. It's a good one. Actually, it's funny that the whole Wrapped thing for Spotify was this week, and Midwest Emo was like number 2 or 3 for me. I was like, okay.
That was my number 5.
But yeah, I mean, I like all their stuff. It does suck that they're not around, but I think that the lead singer has some mental health issues or something like that.
Yeah, he said he kind of had a bit of a nervous breakdown type deal and just decided to move out of the public eye, because they got fairly popular for a Midwest emo band. So
yeah, but yeah, no, it's just their whole sound I'm a big fan of. So
hell yeah. Nick, what about you, man?
Yeah, I've been a fan of these guys for quite a while now. I discovered them actually, I think because of Jared Alonji's fake band, Canadian Softball. And I was like, oh, I mean, he does parody, but when he parodies someone, it's out of love. So I went and checked these guys out, and he was absolutely right. Modern Baseball is just a great band to love. It does suck they're not around anymore, but I don't know. I still enjoy what they gave us.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the great things, you know, when you can have like that totality with an artist of any sort, where you can like, you know, I mean, being able to go back and just like reflect on their work. It's got to be strange if you just like as a band, when you just like stop playing or something, and then like people have that reflectiveness on your work while you're still around. It's probably why people do it when people pass away. And it's a little more like, I don't know,
posthumously.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm just rambling. Caleb, give us your opinion. I saw that fist pump earlier when Jameson said that they weren't a band, so I get the vibe that you're really looking forward to listening to this song.
I listened to it.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah, if you're listening, I support you and I love you and I'm on your team.
Because the fucking gavel on the first track.
I don't like this. I mean, it's not like totally offensive, you know. It definitely reminds me of some music that would have been playing in Dusty's car driving around. So there is that aspect of like, oh, this is kind of it. I don't know. Something about Dusty's car back in the day makes all terrible things good. Monarch, Black and Milds.
It was a vehicle of possibility.
Yeah, you know.
Come with me and you'll see the world of pure imagination.
Exactly. Whenever I entered that car, I just kind of checked all of my feelings and opinions at that
dignity,
you know. Yeah. Checked it at the door, and I got in, and It was fine. But the thing is, I wasn't in Dusty's car when I listened to this, so I don't fucking like it. It's just like, I don't know. The way the guy sings, I hope he's doing okay. I don't want to, badmouth someone who had a hard time. But
Hey,
then
man,
again, we
everybody's
all
got
have some-
shit. We can badmouth them
Fuck
anyway
you.
if you feel like it.
Yeah. No, it's just like
Just joking.
it's not my jam for singing, if we can call it that. Honestly, it's kind of just like he's just talking. It was and I'm not gonna
Bob
listen.
Dylan song.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I hate Bob Dylan. I'm not gonna listen to it ever again.
All right.
Bob
Sorry.
Dylan? Bob Dylan?
Glad you like it,
Oh,
guys.
modern baseball. Well, fine, Caleb. Fine. You can be a sourpuss about modern baseball.
Oh, I'm gonna be this whole time.
What does Devin Townsend think about modern baseball?
Look at this face. Look at this face. Look at those teeth. That's
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 modern
how I
baseball
feel
right there.
about modern baseball. You
know
see
what?
that growl?
That kind of worked out.
I'm actually just gonna look it up and see if Devin Townsend has ever mentioned every single band on this list, just to see what his opinion of these artists are.
You know what? He probably loves
It's
it because he's a
it's
really good
gauge,
person.
You know.
He's
all
a
right,
better
so
person than me.
This is well worth my time.
the next track, Jameson, you put as a Future Islands track, man, and it's one of a couple I think on the list, and
Yeah.
like, dude, like I'm glad to see that I wasn't the only one that really resonated with Future Islands, like
Yeah.
what, like how, like where did this hit you? Just how did it end up here?
Yeah, so this came off of Lucas's playlist.
Mhm.
And it just fucking like it's a unique sound, but they just have like this certain vibe, and the guy's vocal work is just so unique that I just keep going back to it. Like I just super dig it. It has like a modern 80s vibe to it, and I don't know, I just like it a lot, and I keep digging into Future Islands more and more, and it seems like I'm not the only one out of this group who it really hit home with. So
Yeah, like I said, I this is definitely another approval for me, man. I like I agree with you. It's got this kind of like modern, I don't know, it's like synthwave is just like has been like, all over the place, and like all these different, like, I mean, hell, we got string lights on the podcast here, but
I believe this one would fall under either synth pop or new wave.
yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be like it's like this. You're right, Jameson, where it's like this 80s sound, and like, yes, synth pop is definitely like the resurgence, I think, here that kept popping into my head. But Caleb, how do you feel about this track?
So this was definitely an improvement on modern baseball.
Okay, yeah.
Just one last stab.
Get out of here.
No, it's like Jameson's right. Like the guy's voice is very unique. That's the word I thought of. Like I haven't heard a lot of people sing like him in any genre, and it has a cool fit with the rest of the song. I love the instrumental parts. Like I love this kind of new wave synth heavy stuff. That busy like hi-hat drum beat that they do is always a favorite. I would say 6 out of 10. I think I need some more time. I'm not there yet, but it was not offensive.
It's non-offensive. 6 out of 10. Dusty, how do you feel about that rating? Would you agree? How do you like the song?
I'd say it's closer to an 8.
Ooh, I like that.
But I just like the laid back vibe of their music. I feel like they just have like, you just put it on and just sit back and relax. If it were more rockier, I would put it on that liquor cabinet rock genre. But it's like his voice just has this calming effect.
yeah.
I agree. Nick, how about you, man? You on the island? You on the
I
Future
am on
Island?
the island. This is cool. I mean, I can't imagine myself ever like seeking this out, but I don't think I'd skip it if it came on in a shuffle. It's just I don't have really. I wouldn't say I'm neutral. I'm like it's above neutral, positive for me, but just not enough to worry about.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I don't really have strong feelings about this song.
Well, nobody hates it.
It's fine.
No hate.
Hey, it's the first. It's fine. Okay, there we go. But what about the next track here?
Yeah, so-
Alrighty, Aphrodite.
So this came off of Dusty's playlist with Black Licorice is what led me to this, which that song was actually in my top 5 most played tracks of the year.
Nice.
So I really like Peach Pit quite a bit. But thing that this song has a way darker tone to it than Black Licorice did, and that bass line in it is just super, super simple, but I fucking love it. I don't know why. It's just like that super simple bass line that just backs up everything in this song. And yeah, another one, obviously I put it on the list, so I like it a lot, but it's just a totally different vibe from the other songs we've heard from this band.
Yeah, that was something I immediately kind of noticed about it, was from the last track I had really listened to. I was like, this one kind of feels a little like tonally kind of darker. I don't know, I kind of dug this one. It was a good going from that Future Island right into this sort of like flowed me right into it, and that was kind of like it was before I knew it. I was kind of like lost in the song, so that's always for me a good thing.
And if I remember right, you weren't a fan of Black Licorice.
I wasn't.
I think that was like bottom of your list on that one.
It was, and that's why I was kind of surprised by this one. So I was like, damn, okay, I guess
maybe give them a chance.
They won't. Yeah, they got other things in their pocket. Okay. Oh man, yeah. Dusty, how'd you feel about this one? Because you had them on your playlist last.
Oh yeah, I got in the Peach Pit back in 2020 when I first heard Black Licorice, and just started to go down the rabbit hole of their music, and this is probably one of my more favorite songs of theirs. It's simple, but there's something that just kind of soothing to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could be the bass line, but it's it's catchy too.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like the overall, like every song that I listen to from them just has one super catchy element. Like Black Licorice had that super simple, catchy guitar riff. This one has the bass line. It just kind of seems to be a thing of theirs.
Yeah.
Nick, what about you?
But I liked Black Licorice when we listened to it. But I didn't like it enough to go seek out more Peach Pit, so I actually forgot that we'd even listened to a Peach Pit song before on this podcast. This song I liked less than Black Licorice, and I don't think it's the fault of the song. I think it's just the fault of the mix, because I mean, you guys said it had like a darker tone to it. I think it actually had a darker sound to it. Like it entirely, it's like the highs and the trebles are just cut out of it.
Kind of gritty.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, if you compare the two back to back, there's this crispness on Black Licorice that I'm just not hearing here, and I don't know. It seems ridiculous for me to say that the mix is what's killing a song for me, but it kind of is.
Hey, it's real. It's real.
I listen to techno, man. Nothing makes sense anymore.
It's all fucking techno in the end. Caleb, are you sucking on that Peach Pit over there?
So, I mean, you're not supposed to eat the pit.
That's why you suck on it. That's what.
Well, yes, but you get those stringies in your teeth anyway.
But yeah, that's part of the aesthetic. Then you're the guy with the peach strings. In his teeth.
Man, I always wanted to be that guy.
There's always one guy, and you gotta be that. Somebody's gotta be that guy.
I mean,
you still can be, Nick, if you want to be. Okay?
Yeah, you can be that.
I'm gonna go get a peach.
There you go. Yeah, I don't really have any problem with Peach Pit. They're kind of one that I haven't got into and delved into their repertoire, but they're definitely it reminds me of listening to Black Licorice and hanging out at the pool at the reunion thing we had, and it's just great chill music. And when I want music to be on but I don't want to think about it, which is rare, it's perfect. So it's not something I'm going to listen to all the time, but it's not something I would, just skip over and turn off. The guitar is interesting. It's pretty clear that the guy has a good like kind of grasp on how to fill the space and to play his role, and it's tasteful and it's catchy, tone's good, vocals are but yeah, I don't hate Peach Pit. I'm not mad.
All right. Well, when you're done with the pit, pass it back over here. I'll suck on it. I'll live later. But
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like, for the most part, like aside from, the mix issue, which is always like, Nick, it's always interesting getting your opinion on like that, because you are like always like really like listening in for those kind of things. And I don't know, I think it's interesting. It's a really valid like reason to like, production value is a thing, I like things with like sometimes I notice I like things with like really nasty production value. But
I mean, it's not just like pouring money at a problem. Like where the money is going into is the talent of your engineers and your masters. And like since I started learning that kind of stuff, I realized like how much artistry actually goes into it. So keep an eye on the producers. You'll see a lot of the same ones that are producing the biggest hits, and there's a reason for that.
Fair enough. Jameson, okay, so we had a hard turn though.
Yeah, hard turn.
We're going right into a spirit box.
Yeah, so we can consider these. It's the Mara effect parts 1 through 3. Mm-hmm. So we can just assume this is one song, is how I expected. But Spirit Box was featured on Caleb's playlist with the song Holy Roller, and I remember him saying that if you go look at their stuff, most of it's not as heavy, because that song was heavy as fuck. Yeah. And it's one of the few like heavy songs that has been featured that I actually enjoyed. So I figured, I'll give these guys a chance. And it's totally different fucking vibe from Holy Rollers for sure. Like listening to this, I got like my thought was like a heavier version of Circa Survive, and so that's what really kind of drew me into this. And I thought it was like just a really well crafted, like if it was put together in one long song, I would have enjoyed it that way too. But yeah, I dug this quite a bit, and I was trying to get a little bit heavier than my normal choices, but this will have to do.
Yeah, it's definitely a step in that heavy direction, man. Like I thought that this was, I did think this was an interesting choice. That I was like, because I don't know, for some reason I just wasn't expecting like something kind of heavier from you and so I don't know, like I was like I was wondering why it was like broken up into like 3 parts. Do you think it was just for like the sake of an album thing?
So yeah, this was featured on an EP, and they had like short clips in between them. Mm-hmm. But when I listened to the whole EP, seeing these, and I don't know, I thought the like clips in between them weren't really worth adding, and it flowed together well enough. So I didn't, I pulled that out so that I wouldn't have to drag you guys through an extra 5 minutes of stuff that's not worth it
of filler. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know, it was like I didn't mind this. It was like I liked your comparison to Circa Survive also. That was kind of interesting. But there's like a lot of like interesting drum work in the second track. Like there's definitely some stuff to pay attention to throughout these 3 parts, I think. So I'm gonna say I liked it. Caleb, how do you feel about Spirit Box? You still like Spirit Box? Or
I love Spirit Box.
You liar.
I was surprised as well. Like because I know Jameson doesn't typically like female singers and vocalists and whatnot, in metal, but Spirit Box is kind of undeniable, and they have some of the best production quality, talent, and just writing, everything. If you're into that kind of thing, everybody in that band is a fucking beast at what they do. And I mean, out of these, are we doing these? I was peeing. Are we doing these?
They're all 3-1.
Just
Okay, that's
yeah.
what I thought. So, like Mara Effect Part 2 is one of my favorite Spirit Box songs. It's just like, I mean, I get like putting them all together as one because obviously they're named the same thing, but I don't have anything bad to say about Spirit Box. I'm glad that somebody else was like,
I don't have to hit the gavel.
no, unhit the gavel. Can you reverse it?
Tin
Yeah,
of
there you
that
go.
shit.
No,
Perfect. No, I'm glad that that we kind of broke through to Jameson and we beat his hatred of lady metal people.
Listen, Evanescence gave everybody a bad taste.
Oh my. Yeah. Oh man, I've showed this band to someone before, and they were like, "It reminds me of Evanescence," and I was like, "I'm gonna slap you."
Fucking slap a fool, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him to wake you up.
Dusty, how'd you feel
Nobody's gonna save
how'd you feel about this trilogy?
I couldn't quite put my finger on what it reminded me of. I'd say like a slightly heavier Silver Sun pickups, and then with a little bit of some vibe of Between the Buried and Me slightly, but not quite that. But I like it. It's I was wondering why is it in 3 parts like that? And who's Mara?
Who's this?
What is Mara? But
Yeah.
I definitely got Silver Sun pickup vibes for sure. And I don't know if it's the vocal, the lady's voice or something like that, but I liked it. I'll have to dig a little bit more in. Maybe that Mara is Rooney Mara from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
I think it's the it's like a fan thing,
A fan fiction.
Yeah.
Fan of the Mara family, Kate Mara.
Yeah. Just fans of Mara's in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick, are you a fan of Mara? The Mara Effect?
So
Part-
they musically they tell a story in these 3 parts, and I really like the way they split it up. Spirit Box is a kick-ass band. I don't listen to them too often, but every time they come on, I'm usually pretty pleased. But this 3-part saga is so ambitious, and I just don't feel like it was executed as well as it could have been.
Oh,
Should I get the gavel?
So hang on, I'm gonna
Like-
split it up here.
Like episodes 1, 2, 3 kind of saga,
So the thing,
or
we've got-
episodes 7, 8, 9.
I don't think I could equate it to any Star Wars films because
The Hobbit saga. 3 of them.
I don't. Want
Oh god, the teeth! The teeth are back.
no, the Devin Townsend
Devin
teeth are
Townsend's
here.
teeth are back.
Ugh, okay.
We're plagued
but
by
in all
weird
seriousness, so like it's like a you got your introduction, you have your rising action, and you got your climax. That's what I think the parts of this 3-part saga are here. And the introduction was airy and waifish and ultimately boring. I didn't enjoy it that much. But part 2 was fucking brutal. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like you were watching a CW drama and then just John Wick starts playing halfway through. Like Dawson's Creek, and then Keanu Reeves busts down one of the fucking doors.
Staple.
Vanderbeek's running for the hills.
Yeah. Dude, I'm with you. But
Russians are here.
part 2 is my fucking favorite for sure.
Oh man.
But what about part
Dawson's
3?
Creek Part 2. Part
Cleans.
3. So part 3, it felt like a climax. It was arranged like a climax, and I just found it to be underwhelming. I don't feel like if that was the climax, it didn't feel like it could follow part 2 because part 2 is awesome.
Interesting. But as you but it was kind of following like some sort of like. Well, yeah, I guess it was. It was more of like I don't know. I didn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. Like it wasn't the climb. Yeah, it wasn't the climax of the trilogy for me. It was like the peak was, and all the energy was in that second track, and then it just sort of was a come down rather than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this had like the 3-part harmony vocals singing the really long held out notes. Like it's giving me the vibe that it was trying to be the climax there, like, the grand finale, and it just didn't feel like it.
It was like when you have an opening band that just fucking kills it, and then like the act right behind it is just sort of like Yeah.
Shit.
It's fine. It's fine. Well,
Yeah, I don't know. Part 2 was great. I'm gonna continue to listen to part 2 going forward. I don't know so much about the other 2 parts. 1 and 3 were not great.
well, if anybody knows anything about the Mara mystery, who this is named after, I mean, let the podcast know because now I'm curious.
And I have to plug real quick. If you guys, if Jameson, especially you, if you like this, check out their album Eternal Blue. It just came out this year. It's just, oh boy, I listened to it today while I was driving and really got my goat.
Oh,
That is all.
I'm gonna also check that out.
it's a
Give it a
certified
Your
goat getter.
goats.
Goats in pajamas.
Well, next up we got Fly Out West by Yacht Club.
Yeah, so this was featured on, was that last week's episode with Jared? And God, Yacht Club is just such a vibe band. I know I've said this before already with Future Island, but they just have such a vibe to them. And that song you featured, Japan, is, I mean, a fucking certified banger. And this one's fucking pretty good too. I dug through a lot of their stuff right after our podcast last week, you know, trying to find something because that song hit so hard. And gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of their other stuff, but this one kind of hit that same vibe. And yeah, I dig them. I don't know how much Yacht Club I'll really be listening to, but this song in Japan are fucking killers.
Yeah. I definitely like. I agree. There's like, they're kind of hit or miss. They have some random ones that just stand out, and this one definitely is one of them. This one's a go getter for me. It kind of just like, I don't know. It just has this like movement that you just keep coming back to. It's got this energy you keep coming back to.
Yeah.
So this is kind of one of the standout ones on the list for me. Nick, what about you? How do you feel about this Yacht Club? Yeah, have you joined it yet?
Have I joined the club?
Yeah, the Yacht Club.
No, I never got my invite. Did
Oh.
you guys get yours?
Sorry,
I don't have enough money for that shit.
Okay.
I don't have the loafers either.
It's spelled incorrectly.
Oh,
Yes.
they probably spelled our address in because they've got someone who's bad at spelling working in their department.
Yeah.
Their mailing department.
Idiots.
Anyways, Yacht Club's cool. I kind of had the same experience with as Jameson, where I did go try to find more music, but I wasn't patient enough to find ones that I liked. I was like, okay, so I guess Japan it is.
One hit wonder is still a thing.
That's kind of what it felt like to me the first time I looked into it. But I'm glad JMO found a good song because I didn't actually have the patience to listen to this one, and since I did, it was quite enjoyable. I liked it. Positive rating from the Flam Camp.
From the thing. Caleb, how'd you feel about it?
So again, like I said last time, it really gives me like serious like it might be a bit misleading when I say like that like 80s goth rock kind of vibe, but what I'm thinking of is like The Cure, like Boys Don't Cry. Everything in the song except for the vocals, you know, because they're just he's singing higher up. Like it sounds like that kind of thing, and I really like that. I don't have any complaints. I'm gonna forgive them for spelling yacht incorrectly. I want to ask that man who appears to be Iron Man, maybe, based upon his coloration, who's surfing through the clouds. How the fuck are you doing that? And I really
Iron
like,
Man.
I guess so. He built some shit, but I really like. I liked it. It's definitely like a spacey kind of nostalgic vibe, and I really like the birds at the end as well. That was a nice touch.
Oh yeah, the birds. Dusty, what about you, my friend?
I think my sentiments echo kind of what Nick said. I'm not. I mean, it's okay. It's. I feel like I'd have to be in a certain mood to be pulling up Yacht Club. I kind of get Vampire Weekend vibes a little bit from it, and I wasn't always the biggest Vampire Weekend person. But yeah, it's.
There.
It's I mean, it's fine. It's laid back. I didn't go out seeking them out or anything like that.
If it pops on a mix, you won't mind it, but
no, it's just I'm like, oh, that's fine. It's nice and like calming, and it can just be on. It's kind of like what people watch The Office's background noise where they surf Twitter. It's there and it's fine. It's soothing,
Yeah. Well, I guess our dues aren't due yet, I suppose. So maybe we won't all join the yacht club. I will. No, I won't. I don't think I'd ever be into yacht clubs either. Would any of you, given the opportunity, join a yacht club?
Only if Yacht Rock was played.
This
I
guy,
love me some Yacht
Look,
Rock.
yacht clubs are not for rich people. They're just for people who have boats. Like people who live on their yachts are probably not rich people because they're living on a yacht.
Living
Yachts
on
are not
their
necessarily
houseboat.
big super things.
I know
Yeah.
so many people that do that for fun. I work right next to the port, and it's just because there's two marinas right there. You get a lot of you meet interesting seasonal boat livers. Like I've met so many people that literally go to Hawaii for the winter and shit like that.
They take off in their boat across the Pacific.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Deepwater sailors, man, they're fucking nuts, and they do it all the time.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
That's
this
kind of like Keanu Reeves lived on a houseboat in the movie The Replacements.
Oh, that's
Is that
right.
in any way similar?
Deep cut.
The Replacement, dude. That's right. I had Orlando Jones in that movie too, man.
You know who else
shit.
lived on a houseboat?
Who?
MacGyver.
MacGyver. Oh my god, dude. Nothing can stop MacGyver. Who do you think would actually win in a fight, MacGyver or MacGruber?
MacGruber would win in a straight up fight. Like he's
Gruber's ruthless. He probably ended up killing them both.
Yeah, they both die.
Yeah, like MacGyver was non-violent. He didn't like guns. He avoided fights when he could. MacGruber would rip his fucking throat out, man.
R.I.P. MacGyver. All right. Well, next up we got a couple of tracks from our sponsor. First is The Ride.
These are for the algorithm.
Oh yeah.
Well, give us a word. Give us a word, and then we'll move on.
We're gonna blow through both of these tracks at the same time because we've already talked about them a million fucking times. They're my songs. They're my two songs. They're called "The Ride" and "The Docks" by String Lights. Thanks for tuning into the show. Anyways, I made them. They're pretty cool. I thought so. Go listen to them.
And clearly they're on Spotify.
Yes, I'm on Spotify. That's what we listen to this stuff on.
That's where music is made now.
It is, unfortunately, because it's terrible for artists.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the Spotify is a fucking trap, man. Streaming is a fucking trap.
it is. But anyways, go stream my songs and
where I
put them on
get recorded.
playlists.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't mean to ostracize any people who stream. You're clearly streaming if you're listening to this podcast, so keep doing that.
Also, Spotify, if you want to give us a Joe Rogan type contract so that we don't have to work shitty jobs anymore, we'll take it all back. We'll take it all back for sure.
Yeah, oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I can easily be bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh, yeah.
same.
There's a price tag on this, like on the back of my neck right now. So
And it's not as much as you would think.
yeah, so
And I was listening.
we're
to
just
this
giving
playlist
options out.
today.
We're giving options out. Sponsorship? Anybody?
Yeah.
Stable wage, living stipend,
I will push that Manscaped like it's nobody's business.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
There you
Beacon
go.
Plumbing.
We can sell Cash App. We can.
Stop freaking call Beacon.
ExpressVPN.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Lord V. Oh wait, hang on. He's already got a VPN. Anyways, something Raid Shadow Legends.
All right, now that the fake sponsorship section of this podcast is over, we're just showcasing our abilities again for anybody who wants to maybe, Spotify.
Does your
Jump
penis
in.
go in the
Jump
wrong
in.
way or have some Peyronie's disease? Call this number.
We should just start. Wow, you know what we should do? We should reach out to JG Wentworth and see if we can do ads for JG Wentworth.
You could sing.
That- 877 cash
That was the only
now.
thing we did.
String lights can make a JG Wentworth song.
We would just have to sing the whole song every time for the sponsorship. There's got to be like verses to
God.
it. I'll bet you there's verses.
I hope so.
I would do that.
JG, if you're listening, let's make it happen.
No.
Are you hot dogs and corn dogs having trouble lasting in bed? Well, Roman Swipes got a thing for you. RomanSwipes.com/
get 10% off
There's
with under further review.
And Blue Chew for
We're
the other.
giving a lot of
the spectrum.
corporations free clout here, and I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, it's kind
There's
of true.
also another option, homegrown sponsorship. If any of you are having trouble lasting in bed, you can pay me $10 and I'll jerk you off, and then you'll last in bed. So
What? How does
You
that-
just-
Is that a medical solution?
10% off. 10%.
yeah,
If you want it to be over with quickly, are you saying you're really good at jerking dudes off?
I mean, I haven't tried, but I've
I mean,
done it
we're-
on myself a few times. So
I mean, all of us
Yeah.
are really good at jerking at least one dude off.
Everybody's different though.
Everybody's different.
It's true.
All right. Well, let's dive into some more. We got a frightened rabbit track. What? We got a frightened rabbit track on our hands. Oh no!
ourselves.
Pepper grinder.
Oh yeah, Caleb's showcasing how to use a pepper grinder for us all. But
Do you think people during the start of the pandemic, when they were wearing gloves everywhere, they're just like jerking off with a glove on,
oh my
mask?
Some people are into that.
Some
People are into
mask.
rubber gloves. Rubber glove? Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't think it is until you're like, wait a second.
we're
And then
we're
you-
way off track, people.
No.
Let's fucking focus here.
Somebody needs to
Yes.
whack these weeds, man. Okay.
I rescind my
Whack.
sponsorship offer. It's
We're
off.
whack
Escape,
these
where you
table.
at?
We're whacking these weeds right off.
All right. Well, we're at the wood pile. We're at the,
Out of the weeds and into the woodpile.
yes, indeed. Dusty, how'd you find yourself with the frightened rabbit track on your hands here?
I was thinking back to the previous playlist and I was scrolling everybody's. I was like, man, this one really pissed Caleb off. And so I went to Frightened Rabbit, and I've heard a few of their songs, and I always kind of really like the guy's voice. It's the Irish or Scottish, and it really comes out. But this was like one of their most played songs, and I was so surprised how catchy this song is. I think it's a pretty good song, and it's made me listen to more Frightened Rabbit and see if he's got more stuff like this.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I think it's a banger, personally.
I like it, dude. I've long been a fan of Frightened Rabbit, and yeah, I remember when this song came out, and it was like the video for it's pretty cool too, because it's like kind of shot backwards. It's like one of those, kind of reverse backwards things. And yeah, this was also like different from like what the album I was most familiar with at the time, which was like Midnight Organ Fight. And so yeah, I don't know. I was glad to see it on there. I like Frightened Rabbit.
It's pretty
Nick-
upbeat compared to the other songs. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's they often on have some like it's kind of I don't know, they just go a little harder and then they kind of soften back up. It's interesting. And you're right, his Scottish accent does come through.
yeah,
Saddest Scottish. He's the most
Yeah.
Scottish, saddest man in the entire world.
That's why he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it
he's
is.
dead.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Rest
My
in peace. I don't
God.
mean that disrespectfully.
Sorry,
But
bud.
just fact.
Geez, what was his name? Scott something? Scott.
Scott the dead guy.
Oh, Scott the rat.
Scott the dead guy.
not Scott Stapp.
Yeah.
No.
Let's clarify that now.
Definitely
Let's
not
clarify.
Scott Stapp. Oh.
But yeah, Nick, did you climb into the wood pile or light it
I
on
did.
light it on
I-
fire? Did you just?
I've been in this wood pile before.
I've been in this fucking. Fair.
Oftentimes, when I'm at my particularly sad times,
Mm-hmm.
I very often find myself in a wood pile or other frightened rabbit den.
It's the truth, though, man.
Ugh.
It's music that speaks to you when you're fucking down, man.
Yup. It was like, oh, how are you doing, bud? I've been listening to a lot of Frightened Rabbit lately.
Oh. Exactly. That's fucking trouble.
No, I've loved these guys for a while. They're really cool. This is one of my favorite songs. Like you said, it does go a little bit harder, so it's kind of special. You get to see him get turned a little bit.
Yeah, for Frightened Rabbit, which is good. I mean, like it was kind of, I don't know. It's nice to see that you can throw some energy out there.
Yeah, that it's at least this song was not featured in the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie Skyscraper, because their final song was.
Oh God. Do you think they ever met Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? I can't remember if we discussed this.
I don't know. I hope so.
Unless he
I wonder if he ever told
conduct
them.
seances. No.
Oh, good point. No, I mean, well, I wonder. No, he wasn't up at. Well, he might. Yeah,
their
he definitely
lives
would have
did overlap
Sky-
in time.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he was alive when Skyscraper came out.
No, he wasn't. The movie came out actually after he had passed away, and it was a total surprise. Like at the end
That's
of the
right,
like
we
the end
talked
credits were just a sudden Frightened Rabbit song. Like that was
So
expected.
random. Maybe The Rock was just a real big fan, and that's why it's in there.
Yeah,
Maybe we have it all.
I don't
Hey,
know.
DJ, if you're listening, hop on and give us your thoughts on Frightened Rabbit, okay? Jameson, did you like this Frightened Rabbit song?
Yeah, I did like this. I feel like the original, the title of the track is beside me. It was on Nick's playlist, but I remember making a comparison to like the Lumineers, Mumford and Sons, and I feel like this went hard enough to where it was less like that, and it was more just like indie rock. And I dug that for sure. I like this song. Yeah, I
Hell yeah.
put it on my daily list.
Nice. Another convert. Caleb. Come on, man.
Okay, so yes, it is more upbeat than the other Frightened Rabbit song, and that's positive. It is slightly better. However, it makes me think. I don't know if you guys have ever had to rummage around in an actual woodpile, but there's just lots of spiders and rats and ground nesting birds and all kinds of stuff you don't want to run into. And this is less fun than rummaging through a woodpile, because at least when you do that, you get a that there's a fire in your future. You get to make a fire. No.
So you're saying you didn't enjoy it?
No, I didn't. It was definitely better as far as the Frightened Rabbit goes. But of all the totems to pick for your band, your musical project, your legacy, a Frightened Rabbit, that's what you want it to be. Well,
I think that's like,
it's fitting, because this is little bitch music.
I think that's like a nickname
It's a sad boy
his
bitch
grandmother
music.
had for him before she
Oh.
died.
Well, I mean, maybe if
I don't
she
know.
hadn't cursed him with that stupid fucking nickname,
That's
he
the story I heard.
would be all right.
Yeah, fuck Scott's grandma.
Yeah, fuck his stupid grandma.
Damn, dude. Damn. We're going hard.
I don't know about his grandma, but no, I don't really like his I don't like her grandson's music very much.
Well, that's fine. She probably does, but
She's dead.
well, she probably did.
Well,
They
what are you
probably-
oofing for? It's true. They're
Hey,
They're in
facts,
they're in
facts
the
are facts.
afterlife together, talking about his shitty music and how disappointed she is in him.
Ooh, that's where it gets brutal.
Yeah, there you go. That's brutal.
All right, enough hating on this dead man. We're gonna move on to the next song. We're gonna,
Whoops.
we find ourselves at another Future
This
Islands
was
track.
rude.
This,
Yeah, it was. I'm sorry.
I'm not okay with any of this.
some things just happen, I suppose, like the seasons. So, yeah, Dusty, Future Islands obviously struck a chord with you. So,
Yeah, this is another song. It's similar to the other one, which just has that laid back vibe. It's, I don't know. I think a lot of his vocalization, and I don't know if it's the music's not like too over the top either. It's got that kind of that soothing bass line that just kind of flows the whole time. And so yeah, it's just just another like song that you just playing in the background. You're like, all right, I'm feeling this, grooving. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It's another kind of song you can just get lost with, and yeah, there is just like something about this cat's voice that just like, I can't picture it working with other things now. Like if I try to, but I definitely like this. There's this very distinct spot that they hit, like, and that his voice fits like perfectly with the music that they do. So yeah, I was glad to see it. I almost thought about putting a Future Islands track on there, but I was like, two's. We'll leave it at 2 at least. But yeah, definitely banger. Nick, what about you? How'd you feel about this Future Islands track? No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah.
I was curious. I kicked my computer and it disconnected all of my shit for a second.
why did you do that?
I didn't do it on purpose.
No. But yeah, did you like the one before this better? Or did you like?
I liked the first track better. This one I was just not digging. I don't know what it was about it. I didn't like the groove. I didn't like the vocals on it. I didn't like the synth patches. It made me upset. I didn't like it. It was just I don't know. It was just it was a bad product that they made one time. They've made other good products, and I'm happy with their other songs. But I didn't like it. It didn't feel good.
It didn't feel good. Jameson, did this feel good to you?
Yeah, I like it just as much as everything else we've heard by Future Islands. So I won't bore the corn dogs with more love for these guys, but I will say that my wife fucking hates them. So it's only half of my relationship loves Future Islands.
Fair enough. Caleb, what about you?
So
Tell us the truth.
I kind of agree with Nick. I like the previous Future Islands song more. If I were to sum it up, I would say that this song is like rum raisin ice cream.
Okay.
It's not great, but it's still ice cream. Bless you. There's the second one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes you just have to go for it,
You're allergic to Future Islands.
Oh man, I hope not. I want to keep listening to them.
Take some Claritin, it'll be all right. Yeah,
Good.
Future Islands is fine. Like they don't like I'm not gushing over it, like I don't need to change my pantaloons or anything. But it's just like, yeah, this, if it came on again, like I think like kind of similar to Dusty talking about like liquor cabinet rock, there's like pool music. That's like my version of that, where it's like if I'm just chilling in the pool, yeah, just like chilling in the pool, I want something that's easygoing and relaxing and not going to bother me. I don't have to think about it. This is perfect. But the last song from them was a sight better.
Fair enough. All right. Well, what about the next track, Dusty? You got an Ailstorm track on your keel hauled.
Oh yeah, this is more of just.
This got some fun energy to it.
Just a shout out to Flannery, like with that. Was that Goblin King song?
Oh,
and it
that was the Glory Hammer song.
Yeah, and just totally reminded me of this pirate metal rock, whatever they want to call themselves. And it's just catchy, and the music video is awesome. And
I'll have to watch it.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
I dug it. It had some it just had some fun energy to it. It was just a fucking energetic little romp. No, I don't know. I can't get it. I don't think I could listen to I couldn't dedicate like going on a walk listening to pirate metal, but I a track here and there sprinkled into something is fucking just fucking fun.
Imagine yeah, I'm just gonna stroll next to some Ailstorm.
They click on their fucking rings and they just start fucking walking for 45. Listen,
Something tells me Nick still does that.
That's the kind of thing that gets
still
you on a
do
government
that.
watch list. You know?
no.
I don't know why you guys are talking about this like it's this infeasible or unrealistic thing to do. It's a totally normal thing to do. I do it regularly. Many people do it regularly.
Just all pirate metal.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. There's a bunch of pirate metal bands. There's
But I imagine,
pirate
like-
punk. There's like entire pirate genres. There's the dreadnoughts. There's oh my god. There's the I can't think of a lot of them off the top
It's
of my
okay.
head
It's
right now.
okay.
I'm
How'd you
stressed
feel
out.
about this? How'd you feel about this track though?
This is the first Ailstorm song I ever heard.
Oh,
and
shit,
It was
okay.
in like 2009 or something that I heard it. Maybe
Yeah.
2010. It was this
This
song's pretty old.
2009, I don't think.
I've since seen these guys live 3 times. I could stand without hearing this particular song again. It's not a bad song. It's one of their best, but I've heard it so many fucking times.
You just like you just don't need it anymore.
No,
you know?
they got other stuff too, and it's pretty good other stuff.
It's kind of like Modest Mouse Float On. You just
You're like, you
Yeah,
get it. You
This
get
is
it.
definitely their float on.
Fair enough. All right. Well, Jameson, what about you, man?
Yeah, it's funny. It's a fun energy. I definitely would want to listen to this when I'm drinking sober. It's a little bit like I wrote down that it's too long, but I looked that it's only like 3.5 minutes. So I guess it's just a bit touch repetitive for me. So it's fine, but I don't know if it's a sober listening song for me.
We have another song called Drink. You might like that one.
This song does kind of basically like beg for like clinking glasses, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Nick, I see you got out your weaponry. He's ready to fucking fight.
I'm gonna go for a whole walk carrying my pirate sword and listening to this.
Well, that's called a power walk, my friend.
I will power walk and I will get sweaty.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Caleb, how do you feel about this Keel Hall?
So I don't love Ailstorm. To call them pirate metal is kind of a stretch. They're kind of like, I guess, like it's just punk rock with pirate like instruments and pirate lyrics with
Okay.
but the guitarists happen to use like dual rectifiers, so I guess it's metal. But you can miss me with this shit. I don't know how you've seen them 3 times. It's just like that seems exhausting. I don't love it. I love like I was gonna mention it's a little bit of an off topic, but like, you know, with the power metal kind of vibes, like I put on Winter Sun the other day in the car, and my girlfriend loves Winter Sun, which is amazing to me. And I showed her this because maybe she'll like this, like, you know, if she liked that. And she was like, this is bullshit. Like, we already have Dropkick Murphys. We don't need this. And I agree with her. I'm good.
Yeah. There you go. Oh god. The Dropkick Murphys, man, like they really got hit with that. Like once they had that song in The Departed, that was them. No,
They've got
right.
some other good songs.
They
but
no, they totally do. Like, but that became like their whole thing, right? Anyway, okay. So Dusty, the next song's kind of a special, a le special. It's King by who?
Tyra Khan.
Yeah,
It's finally here.
So
it has arrived.
this is another thing where I was going through playlists. It's like, well, is there something that I can peel from Caleb's playlist? I was like, well, this is a black metal song, I guess. And it's a song that should have been on Caleb's playlist. Nope. You know. And it's an instant classic. I mean, Dagger Claws, Crooked Horns. Like, enough said. And it takes me back to a special place in Jameson's basement.
Exactly. I was just gonna say, like, I remember it had to have been like 2 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
We're in like what, 9th grade.
Yeah.
You know, we can't even fucking drive yet. And we're watching Headbangers Ball, delirious as fuck, drinking Mountain Dew. And Satyricon King comes on, and we're all just like, what in the fuck is this? So this song is just so nostalgic for me. And I'll have to say, I don't think I mentioned that. I think we were off camera, but I got a deer last week, so I was butchering my deer in my garage, and I just turned on this playlist and I hit shuffle, and this is the first thing that came.
Oh, yeah.
And it really hit the button, cutting up an animal to this song.
Perfect. And one of the more redneck images, listening to absolute shit metal and cutting an animal up. The guitar track in this is so bad.
It's bad.
And so generic, but there's something about it just that makes it so catchy.
So fucking
And then just the drum, the
double bass.
So repetitive.
Just with the double bass pedal.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I was wondering where the hell, like, I mean, like, I knew about this song and everything, but I was just like as soon as I saw it on here, I just remember that you mentioned it, and I was like, like, he's been waiting. Dusty's just been waiting to put this somewhere there. So I was just glad to see it. It's a fucking ridiculous song, of course, but yeah, I mean, Nick, how do you feel about Satyricon here?
I feel like we're missing out on half the experience because the music video is fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
This song is dog shit, man. It's so bad, but I love it solely because of the nostalgia surrounding it and how fucking funny that music video is. It's so dumb.
Caleb, what about you?
Okay.
I figured you'd love it.
No, I don't. This is not black metal. If Jeremiah, again, if you're listening, please
it
back me up
definitely
on
is.
this. No,
it
it's not.
definitely is.
So
This is
they're a
what
black
black
metal
metal
band, but
wishes
this
it
song,
was.
there's no fucking way this is black metal. This is
No,
like
it's not.
bad butt rock almost.
Yeah, this is black. No, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, it's not good. It's like an amalgamation of aspects of black metal and just shitty dad butt rock. And
I think they have other songs that are black metal because I
Yeah,
don't know, they're like more respected in the black metal community than they are right now.
then they should be. but then again, like a band like Ghost is considered like metal, but it's like people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. This
Is it
song's
like
great
has Satyricon been around forever? Like,
for
how
a
long have
while.
they been
Yeah.
around?
Probably.
But
A
would
long
they?
while.
I mean, so like you couldn't credit them to being like formative for other
Oh,
people's
no.
sounds or anything, could
No.
you?
No.
They're
Okay.
like a more modern band, relatively speaking. But
Fair enough.
what was I gonna say? Like, it's great to listen to ironically, and the video's hilarious and the memories are great. But this song fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Satyricon is a Norwegian black metal band formed in Oslo in 1991.
Oh, well.
Holy
wow.
fuck.
You guys are old
Whoa.
school.
Well,
Oslo, Norway too. I'll bet you these guys
So-
had a hand in burning down a church or two.
Yeah, so maybe they are more. We need to give them a bit more credit. Dusty was right
Yeah.
all a fucking long.
maybe
Put
they are, but
respect
this
on their
song,
name.
This song
is
is
bullshit.
not black metal, but that song is dog shit. But they probably definitely have real black metal songs.
it's better than the next song.
What you talking about the next song, man? Well, grist for the malady. It's just malady. It's just malady. I was just saying
Malady,
it.
no.
Yeah. I was just.
What's grist?
What's
Grist?
grist?
Yeah.
It's a grits. It's spelled wrong.
Yeah, I just figured
I'm gonna
grits
look it
was
up.
grits that was spelled wrong. I was like, that's me without you. They didn't even put spaces in their name. So
Exactly.
yeah, but we got a Me Without You song, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Dusty, but you pulled this from one of their later albums, right?
Yeah, so after Jameson's, I got pretty into this band, bring it back, and I think they were number 2 or 3 on my most played for last year.
Hell yeah.
But this whole album's like really good.
Mhm.
I think it's the one about the circus train crashing or whatever.
Yep.
I think Jameson had Bear's Vision of St. Agnes or whatever.
Yep.
Which is a really good song. But I don't know, this one was just one of the more catchy ones on the album. I was like just trying to go through and find one of my more favorite ones from it. But yeah, I like his voice. I mean, I definitely could see where people wouldn't like them at all because of his voice, but I don't know. I always like bands that have odd vocal, like lead singers like that, and kind of got their own style. So dig it.
Yeah. I did just look up grist because none of us knew, and it's like a grain you ground to make flour. So that kind of makes sense for the title.
mill.
Yeah, this album. I mean, this album's like a concept album, right? About like right, and it's just this song. What's interesting about it is it really paints an interesting lyrical picture. You're describing like the animals going to different directions and things like that. So I don't know. It's just an interesting song to pay attention to, if you ask me. I enjoyed it. But Jameson, did you like this "Me Without You" song?
Of course. Yeah, I love Me Without You. And I don't know why, but for some reason, I remember in my playlist talking about how it feels like super powerful to me, and listening to that, like, I don't know why, but that's like the overall theme that comes to me, is like their music is just really powerful, and that's not what I would normally attribute to music like this. I don't know why it gives me that feeling, but this album's probably my favorite Me Without You album, and I like a lot of them. So great pick. Favorite on the playlist.
Nice. Nick, what about you? How'd you feel about this "Me Without You" track?
It wasn't my favorite thing in the world. Like, to me, it just sounds like if the Bloodhound Gang was trying to be really serious.
Whoa.
Nice.
I love the Bloodhound Gang, so that'd be awesome.
Dude, I love the Bloodhound Gang too. But whoa.
But like, imagine the Bloodhound Gang, but not fun.
Yeah, but take out all the fun.
Oh, that's what this band feels like for me. I like other things in this genre. Maybe they have other songs that I might like. This was not a win for me. I did not enjoy this. It was not over quickly.
It was not. It just kept going.
It didn't stop.
Dude, that sucks, man. I mean, like, did you? I can't remember if we asked on the last time we had a "Me Without You" song. Have you like dug into like their back catalog or anything?
No, I've not been given a very good incentive to.
Yeah, fair. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Touche.
It's not for everybody.
it's definitely not. Their older stuff is
even,
definitely heavier, but
but it has it's kind of more. He gets more vocally in some of those.
Maybe I'll go check him out. I'm curious because I hate just casting a judgment like that.
Vocally, I meant lyrics. I mean, the lyrics are always something to pay attention to with their songs. That's kind of one of the things I've always liked about them, I guess. But
I would say if you're going to dig into the back catalog, "Catch for Us the Foxes" is probably like the like most popular album.
Gotcha.
it's a good album.
And I don't know if I'm sure we talked about this on my playlist, but the goddamn it, Norma Jean song "Memphis Will Be Laid to Waste." The clean portion in the breakdown at the end, that's the lead singer for Me Without You, who does that clean section.
Nice. I did not know that.
Caleb, how'd you dig it?
So this song is called "Grist for the Malady Mill," and as we have previously established, grist for the mill means material to be milled, right? It's kind of an expression, something that supports your claim or your cause, right? And since it's a malady mill, maladies are bad. This is an aptly named song. It's really, really fucking bad. And I don't know, like, it sounds like Toby Flenderson is the lead singer. Like, it's just got this, like,
My God.
like he's just got this way of just. But actually, it sounds like Kevin impersonating Gabe. It's a
Their next
you know what I'm talking about.
Their
If
next
you know.
album's going to be about the Scranton Strangler.
Probably. I might listen to that one. But I remember listening to Me Without You, like in those eras that you talked about with like Norma Jean back in the day when they were kind of more heavy, like
Post-hardcore.
They were just one of those
Yeah.
bands that never had a place, so they played with like heavier bands a lot of times. and
Yeah,
stuff.
and I didn't mind that, but whatever this is, like, it's not for me. The album cover kind of sums it up. It's a fucking train wreck, man. And there's wild animals running around where they shouldn't be. It's just, I really don't like it at all.
Oh, hang on. Was it a circus train? It was.
This is by far and away my least favorite song on the playlist.
Oh. I think Nick wasn't featured on my playlist, so we could catch him up a little. This, like Jared said, it's a concept album where the first song on the album, a train wrecks carrying circus animals, and then the entire album goes through different animals and how they branch out. I guess Jared already said this, so fuck me. But here's yeah. So that's what it is.
No, I remember that. I missed that episode, but I went back and listened to it so that I wouldn't be left out of any cool inside jokes. And instead, I was just left out of having to listen to Me Without You.
Damn. All right. Well, boys, should we hit those tops and bottoms?
Of this list?
Yeah, we're doing
shit.
we're
I
breaking
gotta
this into a
reevaluate.
two-parter.
Okay.
Or do you guys just want to do the whole list at the end of the next one?
No, let's just fucking do it now. Fuck it.
No,
Fuck it. Let's do it.
that's like
Well,
that's
kick it
another
off.
2
We'll
hours.
do it live. We'll do it live.
Do it live.
That's
I mean,
another 2 hours.
Out of this mix-up, I mean, I definitely have a favorite here. I'd say that Plastic Beach was probably my favorite by Future Islands.
Nice.
And honestly, I'd say though I loved the second part, the Mara effect, the third part, and that didn't really like hit home for me too much. I was just sort of like, I could like end it on part 2, but so it was kind of right there. What? Anybody else though? I had mine planned, so it's all good. So who's got?
Well,
anybody?
I'll say I already said my favorite is probably the Me Without You song.
Yeah.
I love Me Without You, and I'll never apologize for it. Also, probably Modern Baseball is up there too. They're just one of my favorite bands right now. Bottom of the list, I'll probably give it to the Ailstorm song. Like it's just a silly fucking song. I don't have a problem with it, but it's not worth listening to too much.
Oh yeah.
Dusty, what about you?
Well, obviously King I could go with. It's my favorite.
Yeah, tip top.
I don't know. Probably Alfred I is probably my favorite. Be easier to pick like The Waterboy Returns. That's also a really good song, but yeah, probably with that. At least I agree with Jameson on the Elster, but I mostly put that on there for fun. But yeah, it's like, all right, I get it. I get it. It's a fun, like, definitely have to be in the mood and probably just like in an atmosphere of some sort of party or something like that, and where you get that initial reaction of, is this a pirate rock song? So
Either you guys, Caleb, do you got yours?
Yeah, so man, it was hard to pick a top. Probably the Mara Effect Part 2, or we can I could easily pick either of the String Lights for top, like no cap, as the kids say.
Count.
Yeah, I guess if they don't count, then we'll go with Spirit Box Part 2. Absolute dead last every fucking time all day is going to be Me Without You, and basically everything else except Future Islands. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, but definitely Me Without You. Holy shit.
One less. Damn.
You did not have a good time during this one.
No, I didn't.
Nick, do
I
you have
drank a
couple?
lot of vodka.
So right at the very top of the list is King by Tyra Khan, and then right at the very bottom of the list is King by Tyra Khan. In all seriousness, the Mara Effect Part 2 is also going to have to take the top spot for me. And then in last place, oh god, it's either going to be the Me Without You song or Seasons. Seasons was unpleasant for me.
I just like how calm you are about that. It was just unpleasant.
The thing, it's kind of a shocking dislike because I wasn't expecting to not like it.
Well,
Guys,
Yep.
we managed it. We pulled it off. We pulled off episode 12.
Somehow I manage.
I thought it was also kind of interesting going through and digging through these bands. I don't know if this is the right term, and I don't even know if this is even a term, but a lot of these bands that I hadn't heard, I thought of this as like exposure bias, where like the first song I heard I liked better than everything else that I heard, like especially the stuff that really hit, like that Peach song by Future Islands. I liked that better than anything else I listened to. That Japan song by Yacht Club, I like that better than anything else. You know, I thought that was kind of an interesting thing, and I still enjoyed a lot of it, and it made it onto the playlist, but I thought that was kind of an interesting effect.
Hang on, there might be something to that though, because those first songs were picked because like someone thought this is the best possible song to represent this band, and they put it on the playlist. So
Yeah.
there's probably a pretty good reason why we liked the first of some of those songs better.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Well, it's always nice though to like kind of dig deeper, just to say. I mean, because it's all, you know, you never know. Like with the Yacht Club, it seems like they're almost like they got one or two, you know, kind of bangers behind them. But then with like other acts, you know, you can find like just like a fucking plethora, you know, like Modern Baseball. So, well, for some, Caleb, sorry.
No.
But I don't know. I mean, I think it's just a fun exercise though, either way, because if, you know, it forces you to follow up, you know what I mean? It holds you accountable to like, okay, let me just like scroll through and just like hit a few and see what comes cracking out. So, you know, I like this actually. I like this, and we'll get to the rest of ours on the next episode. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just leave it there for tonight. You boys got any final thoughts? Anything on the mind that you need to get out? Or is it done? Are we done there?
How much do you guys want to talk about shellfish poisoning?
I've had that once. It's not good.
No.
I have a slight shellfish allergy.
Shit. Well,
That's
guess
why I
we'll
don't
just-
fuck with anything that comes from the water, though. So
That's
Yeah,
why
fish
I
make
just
love in
eat.
there.
That's why I just eat corn dogs.
there you go.
Eat those
Corn
corn
dogs.
dogs like groceries.
Are fish sticks like the corn dogs of the sea?
Yes.
Pretty much. So they're acceptable.
Yeah.
All right. You heard it here first. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
night.